Oh, no, 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 no. 5 more years. 5 more years of this. It's scarcely credible. 5 years of Victoria Starmer wearing stuff like this. I mean, as if that weren't bad enough. They just had the party conference and she turned up wearing that. I don't think I can stand 5 years of this. I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. So, I got a few comments under the last video I made in which I mentioned this outfit and criticised it. And a couple, most of them agreed with me, but a couple actually accused me of being jealous. Jealous? Moi? Let's put it this way. If I were assigned to hell and was given a choice between returning as a younger woman married to Sir Keir Starmer or spending eternity in hell trying to teach Diane Abbott mathematics, I'd take the Abbott option because every second with Sir Keir would be an eternity. I mean, can you just imagine breakfast with that bloke? Darling, do you want toast? Well, it depends what you mean by toast, since toast is a baked dough product encompassing an entire spectrum of diversity. If a cinnamon roll identified as toast, we shouldn't argue with that. But, darling, cinnamon rolls are full of sugar. You keep saying that sugar is bad. Let's not argue about that. We can't talk about it. We shouldn't even mention it. How about cornflakes? OK, well, seeing as I have been drawn into the subject again, I shall now tell you why the outfit that Lady Starmer wore is so terrible. And if you're a chap and you don't think that talk about fashion is of any relevance to you, look at it this way. You have to look at this stuff, all right? So what's wrong with this? Well, first of all, it's a jumpsuit, not a dress, as I first thought. And because of that, the polka dots go in all different directions. If that were a skirt, they'd lay in a, whatever line that they are. But as it is, they're going around her legs here, so they're sort of disappearing into here. And then there's a pleat at the side, so they're disappearing into that as well. It's a very confusing look, but more of that later. Meanwhile, I just want to warn you all, especially you ladies, never, never, never wear a jumpsuit when you're going somewhere where you might have to use public toilets, because you have to take the whole thing off to go to the loo. Take that from me and my bitter experience with such items. So let's just get on with this. Lady Starmer has a nice figure. I know that because I've seen other photos of her. I wouldn't know that looking at this. And one of her best assets is her small waist, which is lovely. It's great. A small waist usually marks the healthiest body shape. So why is she wearing a jacket that goes over the waist here, so you don't see it? All you see of her waist is that belt pulling in the fabric in the middle, which succeeds only in giving a sort of bundled up look. Then there's the mismatch of fabrics. While the jumpsuit is sort of floaty and casual, the jacket is severe and tailored, and they don't go that well together. Now, sometimes something like that works, but not here. I did wonder whether the outfit would look better without the jacket, so I looked around and I found a photo and here it is. Well, it looks better, but it still doesn't look all that good. It's too floppy, and we have those polka dots, as I said, going off in all sorts of different directions, and it's very confusing. The other problem is the long hair. Let's get back to this. Now, if you remember, I had a similar combination which I wore in honour of this very photograph, and I look better. Certainly not because of any superior beauty or youth or anything like that. She's got all that on her side, but simply I look better because my hair is short. What's going on here is that there's a lot of stuff around her neck, what with the hair and that bow, and it's just a confusion of different directions. And just look how these streamers are going over her hand as well. This blouse is impinging on the tailored jacket. It's like an intruder, and the whole effect is very busy, and especially when she's wearing those big battered wife glasses, which make her look like Sir Keir had been slapping her about the night before. Now, let's get on to the other dress. And she's got the same problem here. Again, there's too much going on, and you really don't know where to look first. This is the dress itself. There's this belt here in the middle, which is quite severe. It looks a bit like an old-fashioned nurse's belt, doesn't it? And there's this big shiny buckle there. And by the way, those belt loops there are very bad. They shouldn't be showing like that. That's just careless. If there's a belt which has been made for a dress, the loops should fit the belt exactly. They shouldn't be too big for the dress, except I suspect she's pulled in the dress a bit further than it should have been pulled in. That's the other idea. But back to the dress. So the belt is quite a severe look. And then there's this, so that's a severe look. And then there's this casual, loose and floppy open collar, draped with that hair again. So it's super casual and rather messy here, then severe here, and then the skirt just sort of flops out of it. And I'm afraid those white shoes don't help either. You really don't know where to look first. There's the shiny belt and the white shoes, and then you want to look at her face, so you've got this collar and hair combo. Some newspapers, by the way, have been shrieking in outraged tones that the dress was borrowed, but it sells for £1,000. First of all, I don't see anything wrong with her borrowing a designer dress. Nothing wrong with that. In theory, it gives a British designer a bit of a boost. But that dress, well, frankly, looking at that dress is not an advert for the designer for me. I mean, I'm not looking at that dress and thinking, oh, I wish I could have that. It's the sort of thing a secretary, I mean, the fabric might look a bit better close up, but from the way it is there, it's the sort of thing a secretary might wear to the office. And yeah, it doesn't do anything for her here either. I don't think that Lady Starmer was doing the designer any favours by wearing it, and I don't think the designer was doing Lady Starmer any favours by telling her, "You look marvellous, darling," or whatever she said, because she doesn't. It might not be such a mess with somebody else wearing it who has a slightly different figure, but not here. And you know what? I'm not sure I can stand another 5 years of this. And no wonder Sir Keir is warning us of a long, dark tunnel ahead. All right, till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.